distracts us, you know? Politics is just a distraction from spirituality. Did you guys see how I just got distracted from the original question, which was spirituality and meditation? Um, Prayers are there to remind us of things. They're there to remind us to be spiritual. Um, One prayer that I like goes like this: Refresh, O God, refresh and gladden my spirit, purify my heart, illumine my powers. I lay all my affairs in thy hand. O God, thou art my guide and my refuge. I will no longer be sorrowful and grieved. I will be a happy and joyful being. O God, I will no longer be full of anxiety, nor will I let trouble harass me. I will not dwell on the unpleasant things of life. O God, thou art more friend to me than I am to myself. I dedicate myself to thee, O Lord. And see, prayer is the time when we are speaking to our higher power, and meditation is the time when we are listening to our higher power. It's really hard to hear your higher power. Actually, it's kind of like a more of a feeling that you get. And see, do you guys like how saying the prayer just made me so much more calm? Did you see how I got really like uppity and had a lot of anxiety when I was talking about the politics? You know, it's politics and religion. These are the things that you're not supposed to talk about. You know, but they're almost like opposites and the same in a certain way, because there's politics and religion, and you know, religions have been abused. The power that's in religions have been abused for people's greed for power. You know, humans have abused the power that is in religions, and the power that's in politics, the power that's in government. You know, and so it's easy to have an animosity towards these things. You know, and you know, the same is true for all of it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the subjects. Um, I'm Russiagate. What is going on? Okay, so when I meditate, I just meditate in a very simple way. I don't mess around with any of the Tumo yoga. This is very advanced. I don't want to hurt myself. I mean, there's different ways to meditate, and I've been experimenting with my own forms of meditation. Do you guys like my background, by the way? I might just keep using this background. No, I do not use divine powers of levitation for levitation. The levitation is a feat of strength, balance, and of course, every great performer meditates before a show. Um, you know, meditation is just you're trying to center yourself in your body and become aware of your soul's existence within your body, and you're trying to clear your mind of all thoughts. Through my levitation, I've encouraged other people to meditate. It's funny. A guy, Ahmed, that I met in Egypt told me that he started meditating because he thought it would bring him closer to levitating. There's other things that you need to do levitation, but you know, I guess if I tricked somebody into learning about meditation, then it's a good thing because meditation improves our lives. Um, so, I mean, if anybody's at a loss for a meditation, does everybody know how to meditate here? Hey, what's up, space alien? I've astral projected a couple times, but it's kind of like getting high or something. It's like you're altering your consciousness. And I'm scared of it, honestly, because I've as I've gotten older, I've been taking less and less unnecessary risks. My brother would astral project a lot, but there's when you astral project, there's like this umbilical cord tether thing that you're supposed to imagine connecting yourself to your body. When you astral project, you're not supposed to lose touch with that tether that's supposed to link you to your body, because basically um, your consciousness, soul, or whatever is exiting your body, and you're like floating around in space, and you're basically playing with the fabric that's between the spirit world and the physical world. Um, the Higgs boson molecule. Look that up. That's very, very interesting. Yeah, there's like this link between physical molecules and spiritual molecules, the spirit world molecules. The Higgs boson doesn't actually exist. It doesn't have any matter, but somehow when a quark and a Higgs boson molecule combine, like get together, the quark has no mass, the Higgs boson particle has no mass, but when they get together, all of a sudden it has mass. And maybe what this is the spark that dark matter or something, that there's a matter that exists both in the physical and the spiritual. I don't know. This is just theories. So okay, little quick demo on meditation, and then I need to finish because, oh shoot, my phone's gonna die. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It's dying. Hold on! Hold on! Hold on! We're gonna save it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It's dying. Okay, so you want to clear your mind of all thoughts, and one way to do that is to focus on your breathing, your breath, in and out. Okay, trying to save it. Let's get closer here. Are we still alive? Yay! It's the clown in me, you know. We're always trying to be remain curious, and if it doesn't work the first time, we will try again tomorrow. This is the spirit of the clown. Clown is such a misunderstood genre of art. Okay, ready? So, meditation, you're trying to clear your mind of all thoughts. Your mind's this thing that's constantly like thought after thought after thought, and a waterfall that is constantly going, your stream of consciousness. And so you need to focus on something. You need to focus your mind on something. Sometimes people will stare at a point. There's many techniques. They'll just focus on a point that they're staring at. And a lot of times, a lot of techniques of meditation involve focusing on your breath, because you need to focus on something, you know, that's not your thoughts. And your breath is the most steady, constant thing that's the core of your spirit. Breathing in and breathing out. You know, it's the one thing that the involuntary action that you're conscious of, beyond your, you know, aside from your heartbeat, you know, you're conscious of your breath. So you can focus on your breath and you can change your breathing. And so I slow down the breathing a little bit so that when I count my breaths, I can count: breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. You breathe in, 2, 3, 4. So with each breath in, you count to 4 as you're breathing in. Whatever speed feels a little bit natural. Don't breathe in too deep. You want your breathing to become natural as you do this. But when I start the breath counting, I usually breathe in and out a little bit deeper than normal. Okay, so breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. And it's that easy. You know what would actually be good for my channel is if I did more meditation videos, because then I get all these people just meditating, and they would be watching the videos all the way through, and the total view time is what matters. So when you're meditating like this, whenever you experience a thought pass into your mind, So the most common one is, am I meditating yet? Don't worry if you're meditating yet. Like, don't expect anything profound to happen. You can't have expectations, okay? Oh, thank you, Ashley. Um, Thank you, Jose. I'm always trying to add in some comic relief because the essence of play is learning, and God loves to play, right? Like, God is playful. God doesn't want you to hurt yourself worshiping God. God wants you to enjoy yourself worshiping God, the higher power, the force that's everywhere. Um, so, you know, don't worry. It shouldn't be painful. I try to add in a little bit of comic relief. God loves to play. This is why God created all of us. Why God became all of us. So when we play with each other, God is playing with himself. There is only one God. Spiritual humor. I hope you guys got the joke. So when you experience a thought pass into your mind when you're meditating, just imagine that thought is passing out your nose. Another thing too is that when you're meditating, it's actually better if you breathe in and out through your nose. Your nose just it's closer. It's so oxygen is like this prana energy, as Hindus consider it, right? They call it the prana energy. It's this life-giving, life force energy that we're breathing in, and it's like all the energy in the world is coming into our nose, and as we breathe in. So when a thought comes into your mind, don't get upset that there's a thought there. Just imagine that your thought is exiting your body, your mind, through your nose as you breathe out. So you breathe out and the thought just exits. And then you're back to your breath. Counting your breath. Breathe in. And sometimes I feel, I started doing this thing. This is like a meditation that I just kind of made up on my own, where I would feel this, like, I start to meditate and I feel this like vibrating happening in my third eye. And I was like, what's going on? I feel my third eye vibrating or something. And then I would try to calm that vibrating down by focusing my eyes, as my eyes are closed, just like focusing my intentions and my thoughts into that vibrations that's happening in the third eye, and trying to make it stop vibrating, like doing different things with my eyes, or just my maybe altering the way I'm breathing a little bit, like focusing on that point and just telling my third eye to stop vibrating. And I don't know if I'm actually doing the wrong thing. I don't know if I want to make it vibrate more, but to me it was weird. It was third eye vibrating. I wanted to calm it down. So sometimes I would imagine that vibrating is actually this lotus flower that blooms out of my third eye with the most beautiful fragrance that's wafting back into my nose. And when I'm breathing in, I'm breathing back in that fragrance of divine essence that's the lotus flower that's in my own third eye. I mean, I'm just making this up. Hey, thanks, you Rolls of Ferrari. I remember you. I totally remember. I remember your name. It's a good one. Yeah, I'm doing a live stream again. I'm probably gonna do more. No, you guys make me happy, and I appreciate all of you. I just got back from Egypt, and it was a wild trip. Oh yeah, and in talking about just where my videos are heading, I'm going to be making some more videos about ancient Egypt. I was levitating for the people over in ancient Egypt, and it was pretty awesome. I levitated at the pyramids, so there's going to be some travel videos coming out where I'm freaking some people out with weird stuff. And also, I took a 360 camera over there. Oh yeah, Space Alien, I'm still with Melissa, and we are actually getting married. On April 11th, I'm getting married. I proposed marriage to her. That's another one of the videos that's coming up, actually, is I filmed my proposal to Melissa. I filmed myself proposing to her, and it was really cute. I proposed to her on a parade float. Hey, thanks, Space Alien. Um, yeah, so I'm really excited, and everything. I will do more meditation videos, but uh, oh my gosh, Lee, what's up? Lee, oh my gosh, Lee is on here. His channel is I Can't Even. He's like, he commented, Lee, I hope you're still on there. You should comment right now so that people can subscribe because Lee has helped me several times filming and making videos. He's a great camera operator, and he's been getting into doing drone videos. Lee, are you still on there? I hope that you say something. Okay, see that guy that just commented that says I can't even? You guys should check out his channel. He's helped me a lot with my videos. Because I can't do it alone. I need someone to hold the camera. I edit alone. Hey, I always could use somebody to help me with editing. If anybody's out there. Um, so, anyways, yeah. So I'm really excited about getting married. It's happening, and Lee, you're coming to my wedding, April 11th, right? You better be there. He's moving to New Orleans. New Orleans is like my favorite city. And yeah, so heck yeah, I can't even check out his channel. So when you get married, honestly, I don't care about fame. I don't. I want to change the world. I want to make the world a better place, but I don't care if I'm rich or famous because I found love, and that's when you know that it's true love is when you don't care how much more successful you become financially or monetarily. When you truly love someone, that's all that matters to you. You could just wash everything away, and when you're in love, that's all that matters is that love that you have and that other person that's in your life. And I'm really excited for everything to change. I honestly feel like we're already married because um, we live together, and we do everything together. We share finances, and um, it's kind of nice. Sometimes it's hard to make everybody happy. I try to make everybody happy, but when I was in Egypt, I had fans. Um, I had fans get upset with me because I couldn't visit them. And it's like I can't please everybody. I wonder what it's like for God to be trying to answer all the prayers of everyone. You know, like I can't be God. I know that part of my spiritual development is trying to become closer to higher power, to the source, to God. But I used to think that I'm going to become one with God and then I will become God. But when I think about all of my supporters and people that you know want my affection and my attention, and my inability, how I don't have the mental capacity or the resources or the time to give everybody the peace of mind, the time of day that they want, that they need, it makes me wonder, geez, a regular man, a human, could never be a god, right? Because could you imagine every single conscious creature in the world vying for the attention, the affection of one consciousness? That would be incredibly overwhelming. Um, so for me, falling in love I it's been great because it kind of narrows the focus down to one person, to loving one person. That like this is all that matters is making sure that this one person is taken care of and is happy. You know, then it makes me feel like I don't have to worry about anything else. As long as I'm doing my best to make that one person happy, and then when we combine love and when we share DNA, then we create a life together, and we want to have children. And then all of a sudden, once you can make the first step of loving that one individual unconditionally and to the fullest that love can love, once you're able to accomplish that, then you are ready to have a child, bring a life into this world that is helpless, and then you're able to have more lives that you love, and care about at that level that you would care about your spouse, you know? Like friendship is one thing. You know, yes, you love your friends, you care about your friends, but when you have that spouse, it's on a higher level. And then when you have that child, that's on an even higher level because now you are completely responsible for that child's well-being, that the welfare of that child. You have to teach that child everything. So I'm really excited about this journey. Um, so really quick. Oh, thank you, David. Thank you, Jose Robles. So, anyways, I just want to take a really quick poll, and then I'll get off of here. I'll do. And by the way, Jose, there's other videos where I go more into depth about meditation. Also, my fiance is she has a meditation channel that really hasn't gotten off the ground, but if you look up Melissa Vento, she has a meditation channel, and also some of my meditation videos I've linked to her meditation channel because I've done some meditation videos with her. Um, there's many different techniques for meditation, and in the end, I think you have to make it your own. Um, there's yoga studios will have like guided meditation courses, and really what you're paying for is a guide and somebody to stand over you talking and telling you nice things about how you're beautiful and everything is the way it's meant to be. And hello, what's up, buddy Helm? um I can see your comments. So yeah, I would check that out. Really quick, just a really quick poll. Oh, do more musical things. Okay, cool. I'm like taking the pulse. I'm gauging what you guys want to see. Um, and it's weird. Man, I want to do more musical things. I want to write a song with Militia. We want to produce music together. The thing is that like the music industry was so hard. I was trying to make it as a songwriter, as a music producer for like 10 years before I discovered Levitation. And really, when I discovered the Levitation, it was such a big hit, and I had a career immediately doing it. I blew up. I got famous doing it. That um, I kind of put the music to the side, but my original passion was music. Um, okay, Jose, but really, what it came down to is I realized that what I wanted to do by being a musician was I realized that I was gifted a very amazing upbringing as a child. I was raised in the Native American Peyote church, and I was also raised in the Baha'i Faith. Right? They showed me opposite sides of a spectrum, and one religion is very ancient, primal, earthy, and one religion is very new, modern, progressive. But they're both very open-minded to the teachings of other religions. So I wasn't left with a nasty taste in my mouth, um, like some Catholics have. I wasn't left with being having an animosity towards religion. I feel like some people are raised in religions, and when you're raised in a religion that's saying that everybody else is wrong except for our religion, and you're going to hell unless you go to our church, well, it's no wonder people turn away from church, and I think that there's a spiritual deficiency in America right now that people are choosing to worship materialism rather than spirituality. And so because I realized that I was fortunate in this upbringing, this very unique upbringing, being raised Peyote church and Baha'i at the same time, that I wanted to be a performer. I wanted to be a musician because I wanted to help guide people, because I realized my unique perspective on spirituality could help people who are suffering, could help people who are lost, who are seeking. And that was part. I mean, I loved music. I just knew that if, at first I didn't want. I wasn't wanting to be famous for myself. I was wanting to be famous for the world. I was wanting to be influential. I was wanting to be a mentor. I was wanting to, be a role model, because there's so many bad role models out there. But I was wanting it because I realized I had a duty to make the world a better place, because I was given so many gifts. And that's what we're really here to do, is to figure out what your gifts that you're given and how you can best use those gifts to benefit society. So I was banging my head against the wall, trying to be a musician, and then I discovered the levitation. Immediately, I blew up and went famous, and then all these people are asking me for spiritual advice, and I was like, look, I don't want my levitation to be the basis of why you believe in the spiritual ideas that I have. I want you to believe in the spiritual ideas that I have because they are good ideas that speak to your soul. Because in the end, like what the Baha'i Faith prescribes is that we must engage in independent investigation of the truth, which means that because we're literate and educated today, it's our duty to read sacred texts and writings and determine what our own concept of God is for ourselves. Nobody can tell you what to believe in. And that's the principle of independent investigation of the truth. So, I'm just, a mouthpiece. I'm just, notifying people that something exists, that these ideas exist. And if they work for you, if it speaks to you, I put it out there. And then, some kid, down in Argentina has something else to believe in other than, his priest, who tells him that he's a sinner all the time, you know. And there's nothing wrong with Christianity, I'm not saying that it's bad. It's like if that works for somebody, if that helps somebody be spiritual, that's what they need. And I was trying to explain this to my friend Jeff Gawad because he was saying that the Baha'i Faith is hypocritical because on one hand the Baha'i Faith says that the only thing that's wrong is to not believe in God or to tell other people that they are wrong for what they believe in. Here's the conundrum. For somebody to be an atheist, they are saying that they believe in nothing, that they believe that there is no afterlife, that there's no point in being spiritual, that they believe that there's nothing to believe in. But in itself, that's a belief, right? So, in essence, atheists are theists because they still believe in something. They say that they believe there's nothing to believe in, but that's a belief itself. Uh, but you know, my friend says that Baha'is are hypocrites because they say that, oh well, we're not proselytizing people, but at the same time, Baha'is believe that the Baha'i Faith is the religion that's going to unite the world in world peace, and that the Baha'i Faith that came about in the 1800s, basically they believe Baha'u'llah the Prophet was the return of Christ. Was the promised one of all ages. That Revelations, as explained the Bible, was the end of the world, and that the end of the world really what it's describing is the end of an era, right? The end of the world really was the Industrial Revolution. There was no way for Jesus to explain to people what the Industrial Revolution, the telecommunications revolution, would look like. So it was done in terms of animals. And actually, somebody told me that Revelations wasn't even based off of anything that Jesus actually said. But there was this prophecy of all these climactic changes happening, and it was prophesied that it would happen right about now. So that's my interpretation of the end of the world, is actually what we're seeing is the end of the world is happening right now, that there's no way to go back to the old world, for people will not give up their technology. We're never going to go back to the age of knights in shining armor. This is a new world. The old world has ended, right? Nowhere does it say that we will cease to exist, right? So along the lines of the Baha'i contradiction is that, Baha'is believe, well, Baha'u'llah is the most recent prophet, and that there's this progressive revelation that as humanity advances beyond what the previous religions and prophets can handle, like say, well, now we have science, and now we've discovered that well, plants and animals evolve, that evolution happens, right? That is in a contradiction with the creation mythology in the Bible, But if you ask me, I'd say that everything in the Bible was written in metaphorical basis, that Adam and Eve eating from the tree of knowledge and then being cast out into the desert to toil endlessly, really what that represents humans evolving intelligence. See, when we were in the Garden of Eden, we were at one with all the animals. We were in the paradise, right? And then as soon as we ate from the tree of knowledge, um, all of a sudden, we were no longer content with that Garden of Eden. We were cast out into the desert to toil endlessly. Um, and so that represents how when we evolved intelligence, we we became no longer content with our environments. So now we toil endlessly, trying to alter our surroundings and our environments to better suit ourselves. Yes, Ashley, if you come to the wedding, we're going to do some weird stuff. So, anyways, the Baha'is believe because progressive revelation that Baha'i that they have these new teachings for the world that will help the world unite in world peace. That the Baha'i Faith is the right religion for the world, and he says, well, for one, Baha'is say that you're not supposed to tell other people that they are wrong for what they believe in. However, then Baha'is are saying that they eh, they are the right religion for this day and age, right? So that's a contradiction because it's saying, well, they are the right ones. It's a contradiction because the they say, oh, it's what works best right for the individual. It's your own independent investigation of the truth. It's your own personal connection with God, higher power. But then they say that, oh, but Baha'i Faith is the right religion for this day and age, to propel the world into world peace, to unify the world, and that's one of the prophecies of the Baha'i Faith. This is how I alleviate this contradiction by explaining that, well, yes, Baha'is believe that an independent investigation of the truth, that your higher power is your own personal connection in your heart. However, and also at the same time, while believing the Baha'i Faith is the right religion, they aren't saying that it's necessarily the right religion for everybody right now. What they're saying is that it's the right religion in time for the future because as people advance and develop. That Baha'u'llah came as a thief in the night, and that when I know this is wordy and it's a little confusing, but whatever is working for people spiritually right now at this point in time that's helping you become a better person is what you need. Right now, maybe the Baha'i Faith, even though the Baha'i Faith is the religion for this day and age, maybe it's not right for everybody that's alive today. Maybe there's some kids or some elderly people in Tennessee that, their Pentecostal church is what's right for them. Right that now at this point in time. It doesn't mean that the Baha'i Faith is wrong. It doesn't mean that their church is wrong. It's all about the individual. Your own individual connection with God. And it's a weird thing because I don't want the levitation to be a basis for people listening to what I have to say spiritually. Really what it is that I was gifted this really interesting, amazing upbringing. And I want to share that with the world, with all of you guys. Anyways, I got to get going. I'm getting tired. And, to finish this off, so yeah, we have different directions I can head in. I just want to take a poll, a vote. You guys have commented right now. I can make more 360 videos. I could do more spiritual talks like this. I can do more magic videos. I could do more documentaries. There's some videos from me traveling to Egypt. Or I could try to be a travel channel. Or I could do a little bit of everything. It's just hard on YouTube to have a channel that doesn't specialize. It's like, that's one of the things that annoys me about society in this world is that it seems like this world is always trying to make you specialize in specific things, do the same thing over and over again, be really good at one thing, and don't spread yourself out over a bunch of different things, Stick to one thing. Variety is the spice of life. Look at this guy. I found this rock in Egypt. I don't know what it is. Now, sometimes when there's too much variety, then it's like you're always going off on a tangent. But, what is this? What is this guy? It's a mustache. Whoa. Let's see if I can hold it. Mmm. It's actually a volcanic rock. Um, but we thought it was a figurine at first, but it's a volcanic rock. So yeah, before we get off on here, I just want to hear something from you guys. I see Gabriel says more spirit talks. I appreciate that. And traveling. Oh, okay. You guys are telling me. Okay, Gabriel asks, "What are my thoughts on chanting and mantras?" Um, chanting and mantras, they're like prayers, and like I was talking about before, prayers are reminders. It's a time to remind yourself um, of the ways to be spiritual. It's reminding yourself to be kind and loving and patient. And really, a lot of the times when we don't live spiritually, it's because we get distracted by all the many distractions of the world and society, and we get caught up with the intricacies of this physical world. So, chanting and mantras, they can also help you focus your mind in meditation. Um, really, these are just little tools because the spirit connection. We have this soul, and our soul is connected to the spirit world, and so when we do these mantras, meditations, the prayers, really we're just trying to strengthen this connection with the spirit world. My thoughts on yoga is that I feel like yoga is more for health than it is for spirituality, but health and spirituality are intertwined because, well, cleanliness is godliness. No, but like living a healthy life is also spiritual. Spirituality is just having a healthy soul, um, having a healthy mind. So, um, but yoga helps in many ways. Flexibility gets your heart rate going. But I see the benefits of yoga being more for fitness. But the it's interesting because yoga is Eastern, you know, originating in India, and in the East it's like spirituality, health, your brain, your intellect are all intertwined, right? Chinese medicine tries to solve more than just the ailments, right? Chinese medicine is a holistic approach, right? So you're looking at the whole picture of your body, mind, and spirit. And this is one of the things that Western medicine leaves out is that they don't take a look at how a spiritual malady could cause a physical malady. There's been studies done with intentions, and it. I don't know. I'm one to believe that people that have pent up anger and aggression have they're more likely to get cancer, right? Maybe cancer cells is what happens when you bottle up this negative energy and it has nowhere to go. It corrupts one of your cells and makes it cancerous. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but that's what I think. The hat is a very sinister symbol on it. What's the sinister symbol? I'm sorry, I'm confused, Gabriel. It's like little flowers. What's this? What's sinister? I don't know. Symbolism on it. This hat is from Turkey. It's a fez, um, and I don't know if you know who Rumi is. The Sufis. It's a religion. Um, anyways, uh, where Lincoln? Where the Gap of Mad? May. I like what Liquid Gargoyle said. Yeah, I know. There's like this. That's what my children's TV show is about. Is about the um, conflict and duality between magic and science. The world of magic is being taken over by the world of science and technology. People will not give up their technology, and sometimes it seems like technology is more powerful than the world of magic. But really, what is magic? Magic is just a result of not fully understanding something, the mysticism within, in between the lines. I'm getting tired, guys. Can't you see? You guys have made me feel funny. Because I've just been talking nonstop. I'm feeling a natural high. Dip it in Christian blood. What are you talking about? Gabriel. Gabriel. I don't know about that. The fez is red because they have promised to dip it in Christian blood. I don't know what kind of propaganda that is coming from, but Christianity has been making some mistakes. Christianity has been telling people how they should vote for the Christianity. I mean, there's certain Christian churches that have created hate groups where basically what they do is they hate on Muslims all the time, and they create all this anti-Muslim propaganda. I just came back from Egypt. I'm telling you, like, Muslim people are so nice. Like, they're very religious. Like in Muslim countries, people are more spiritual than they are in America. People are more kind. It's like, yeah, there's messed up governments over there. Like the government in Egypt is messed up. You know, the government in a lot of those countries are messed up, but people always confuse the government with the people. You know, this is one of the problems with Israel and with Zionism is that they're always trying to blur the line between the Israeli government and the Jewish people. Two separate things. They try to say that if you criticize the Israeli government, then you're being anti-Semitic. There's a lot of Jewish people that do not support the Israeli occupation of Palestine. Um, so, you know, two separate things. Be careful of the propaganda because there's so much anti-Muslim propaganda. And, like, whereas over there, like, so many people are praying 5 times a day and they're on this in the spiritual mindset. In America, people are just working to earn money to get ahead and to get material things. It's like so many people are worshiping materiality, and that's why, you know, America seems like it's going in the wrong direction. Why, you know, it seems like people aren't nice and kind anymore. You know, where are we headed to? You know, it's people are worshiping possessions. What happens to the possessions when you die? You know, they at the pyramids they would bury the king in the pyramid with all of his possessions, all of their possessions, because they thought that they could take him to the afterlife. Well, all those possessions are just sitting in a museum now. Well, Liquid Gargoyle, what I say is that if you believe in science, you can see it as magic. You know, magic is just being inspired. You know, magic is just a spark of inspiration that comes from the awe and wonderment of disbelief, of something being so fantastic that it's hard to believe it's true. You know, so it's like a nebula, you know? Like that is magic. You know, the moon's light is magic, you know? Anything can be magic. It's just how you look at it. Buddy says, America is all worshiping the devil. Buddy, where are you at? Oh my gosh, Gabriel, I'm so interested in Zoroastrianism because it's a religion that very few people know about. Um, but actually, supposedly the 3 kings that visited Jesus were Zoroastrians. I know quite a bit about Zoroastrianism. It originated in Persia. They essentially worship fire. Part of being a Zoroastrian priest is having tremendous skills in keeping and tending to fire. Also, Zoroastrians have an interesting death rite where they actually leave their dead out on these slabs to basically return to the land and be picked clean by vultures. I forget what type of. There's a name. I'm looking for a really smart person to tell me what the name of that type of burial is or that type of death rite. I know that there's a name for it when you leave the dead out for the carrion to consume. I forget what the name of that burial rite is, but there's a name for it. Um, yeah, pretty interesting, right? Also, I know Zoroastrians. The majority of Zoroastrians in the world live in India now, even though they originated in Persia. Um, at some point, I forget when, the Shah of Persia persecuted the Zoroastrians, and he made all the Zoroastrians flee to India from Persia. And so, oh, also there's a lot of Zoroastrians in Pakistan. Pakistan used to be part of India way back in the day before the British split it up. Um, so the Zoroastrians, One thing I do know is the Zoroastrians had this temple in Persia that was destroyed, and they had this perpetual eternal flame that was burning forever. Um, the flame, they kept it burning. They kept the same flame burning on their entire persecution all the way to India or Pakistan, whatever. They, in their entire trek seeking refuge, they kept this flame burning, and that same flame has been burning ever since. So the Zoroastrian temple there, there's this temple where there's just this perpetual flame that they keep burning forever. Oh wow, you're from Kansas City, Zora, Super Bowl city. Are you not a subscriber? No, I was just talking about Zoroastrianism, which originates in Persia, and I'm actually Baha'i. If you know what Baha'i is, that also originated in Persia. I would love to go to Persia someday. It seems like a very interesting country. Yo, you're Baha'i, bro. Alawapa. I'm Baha'i as well. I'm a levitating Baha'i. Are you seriously not a subscriber? Um, yo, that's funny. Do you speak Farsi? I met a fellow Baha'i on here. That's one of the reasons why I perform is because I want to let the world know about the Baha'i Faith that, there's this religion that has the answer. Oh, and bringing this back to politics, Baha'i has the answer for politics and political corruption, which is there's no campaigning allowed. You are not allowed to campaign. You're not allowed to say, vote for me. Voting in the Baha'i Faith is based on personal reputation within the community. Nobody's allowed to stand up on a soapbox and say, vote for me. And what that eliminates, when you eliminate campaigning, you eliminate campaign contributions. You eliminate the ability for dirty money to get in there and influence politics. And that's one of the biggest problems we have now is that, people say, oh, your vote doesn't count. Well, your vote counts less because there's all these big corporations that are lobbying and trying to influence politics. Um, yeah, with the Bob. Yeah, Baha'u'llah. So yeah, I tell people to check out the Baha'i Faith. It's a really beautiful religion. But seriously, Zora Plays? Are you not a subscriber? You should subscribe. Um, oh, and here, check it out. If you guys want to help my career. Hey, what's up, Kevin Gillen? Yo, I'm a New York Baha'i. Check it out. So, you guys can also purchase T-shirts. This will help my career if you buy a T-shirt. Appreciate it. Everything happens for a reason. And just in case you didn't know, Zora, I'm that guy that levitated on America's Got Talent, named Special Head. I am a professional magician. Oh, okay. So for you, Zora, it's more culturally. I was born in a Baha'i as well. I've been to Israel and Haifa, and it's. I feel so fortunate that I was raised this religion because, well, it really clears up a lot of issues. It really puts things in perspectives. Um, but yes, do you guys like my bow tie? I gave it to my fiance. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. Remember, everything happens for a reason. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I'm glad I met Zora, who is a Baha'i. People hang up pictures of Abdul Baha. I've never ever seen a picture of Baha'u'llah hung up. I did see a picture of Baha'u'llah in like a painted picture in Haifa, and I also saw a picture of the Bab. They're in the national or the archives, the Baha'i archives. Okay, guys, I really got to go. I appreciate each and every one of you. Remember, you guys are the beautiful creation that you are today because God loves you, for who you are, nothing less, nothing more. There's no mess ups, there's no boo boos, there's no mistakes because God loves you for you. Nothing else, nothing more. So share that beautiful gift that is you with the entire world. I love you guys. And stay tuned for the comedy videos, okay? I hope that I don't lose too many subscribers by, offering some comic relief. And tell me if you guys bought a T-shirt. You know, I have them for sale online, and I haven't had a single person buy a T-shirt yet. I'm like, so if anybody's actually bought a T-shirt, let me know, because I'm wondering if this T-shirt company is just like messing with me and not paying me when people are buying T-shirts. I don't even know. Let me know. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Yabahalapa. How do I stop this? Go away. Yo, it's so hard to end this thing. Okay, there we go.